The Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 3, a portable Bluetooth speaker that is either liked or disliked for its unique looks. Love or hate the looks, the Onyx Studio cannot be ignored. There are plenty more compelling things about the Onyx Studio than what meets the eyes. Let's find out how. On the topic of looks, let's start with the shape. The front of the speaker is this slightly tilted circle that stands just under a feet or about 28 centimeters. There are two legs at the back with rubber footing, which all makes the speaker fairly stable. The legs are fixed in its position and does not fold away, which means that this is not something that can be easily carried in a backpack. There is a handle at the back which allows the speaker to be carried easily, though at about 2 kgs or nearly 5 pounds, we can say it's portable, but let's not be too liberal with that word. In day-to-day life, perhaps taking the Onyx out to your backyard is as much of the portability we can utilize. There is the next issue of battery life. While I was testing the speaker, the power had to be plugged in, as the battery just would not hold any charge. This is a common problem with entire Onyx range, with lots of complaints from lots of users that in about a year's time the battery just falls flat on its face. So I advise, be prepared mentally that you may need to power the speakers from the mains. Plus, another thing is that officially Harman Kardon states that the speaker powers down from 15 watt per channel to 7.5 watts per channel in battery mode to conserve power. The buttons are located at the edge of the circle and they are spaced apart. The speaker does work as a hands-free phone and the mic quality is reasonably decent. At the back of the speaker we have power input, a 3.5mm auxiliary input, and a micro USB port via which firmware of the speaker can be updated. The total power of the speaker is 15 times 4 watts or 60 watts in total, which means in even a rather large room, the speaker will comfortably fill the space with well-balanced sound. And on top of that, the Onyx 3 can be paired with another Onyx 3 or some of the other speakers from Harman Kardon. Now let's discuss the sound quality. Quantitatively, as mentioned earlier, loudness is in ample supply and works well enough in large indoor spaces and small outdoor areas like an average suburban backyard. Qualitatively, this is a very interesting speaker. First of all, to amplify the low frequencies, it uses resonators. There is one at the back and there is one in the front behind the mesh as well. If this was a blind test and someone played this speaker near its full volume and said this speaker has 60 watts of power, I would have agreed. I perceive about as much. When revealed, surely it may have been met with a little bit of surprise, since sound of this quantity usually requires bigger speaker body by volume. Here, some fancy engineering got things to be a bit more compact. There are two forward-facing tweeters that work well enough and the highs are nice and clear, but more importantly the treble always appears well matched with the volume the speaker is being used at, meaning the treble loudness appears balanced in low volume as in the higher volume. Next comes the topic of mid. This is where Harman Kardon's signature tuning shines through. While balance of loudness is uniform in different volume levels, it's the organic feel to the mids that is to be noted. For example, something like this. Now, this was filmed, compiled and uploaded to YouTube and then streamed over the internet. The true experience cannot be rendered. The point here is that the voice or any instrument that is unplugged, like acoustic guitar or violin, comes through rather true to its natural form. While the spectrum of sound is wide and I could go on for a fairly long time on this topic. Let me sum it up in 3 segments. Bass, there is plenty and very well behaved at that. Mids, well, I talk about tuned sound often. The mids in Onyx 3 is pleasurable to experience. Not the same as reference monitors. There is some coloration, certainly. Pleasurable and delightful are my words on the topic of mids. And finally, treble is there matching the pace, never overpowering. Overall sound quality will be enjoyable to the widest range of users, no matter what the taste in music. Mind you, nothing can escape my hands without criticism. The max volume that we can use the Onyx 3 in is generally about 90%. Beyond that, distortion starts to set in. Manufacturers often leave things like this so that if you have a source that has less loudness, the extra volume will make up for it. But such source in this day and age of digital streaming is rare, and more people will find themselves in distortion territory unintentionally. But in the grand scheme of things, this is hardly something to think twice about. This review unit is about 1 year old and has been used in a commercial setting in an average of 5 hours a day for the entire year, including weekends. There is no degradation in sound quality. So saying well built is somewhat a proven point with this unit. To sum it up, we have very good sounding speaker that will work well in any indoor residential setting, unless your mansion is massive. The size and weight is something to consider as it limits portability, coupled with the issue of battery as discussed. Price is also something to consider. At this point in time, the Onyx 3 is for sale in Amazon for about $170. Or Studio 4 is also available for slightly more. I'll leave links in the description for both. There are some good contenders out there at this price point, but few are as bold in its design as the Onyx. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. What you liked or disliked about this video, please be sure to leave a note on the comment section below, and please make sure to subscribe in order to stay updated with our latest upcoming videos. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.